welcome back to Love and Romance Tarot Readings. I'm excited for today's pick a card. Today we are going to see your next long-term relationship. Who will that be with? And we're going to see when it will happen for you. So your next long-term relationship is what we're tapping into today. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you would like your own private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. Other than that, pause the video if you need more time with the piles, and you can always pick more than one pile for all of my readings. For group 1, we have the Amazonite crystal point. And we'll be using the Mermaid Tarot. For group 2, we have the Amethyst crystal point. And we'll be using Miss Cleo's Tarot Power Deck. For group 3, we have the Tourmalated Quartz. And we'll be using the Phantom Tarot. And for group 4, we have the Rose Quartz. It's a bit pale, but it is a rose quartz. And we'll be using the Rider-Waite. So go ahead and pause the video if you need more time, but we're just going to jump right into it. All right, if you chose group 1 with the Amazonite crystal point and the Mermaid Tarot, this is your reading, tapping into your next long-term relationship. Ooh, we got the Lovers as I cut the deck here. The Lovers and the Five of Cups. Very interesting combination. So this could be long-awaited. Five of Cups, there could have been some sort of relationship that ended, that opened you up to your true connection. It could even be just like a jadedness and disappointment and a lack of confidence in the dating pool because of how things are looking out there. But like I said, we had the Lovers card there as I cut the deck, so things will be turning up for you, group 1. And we're going to see how, Spirit. This is for group 1 with the Amazonite. Can you please show us their next long-term relationship with? Their next long-term relationship. Who is that with? Yeah, we have the Freedom card as the first card that actually came out for you. So there's definitely an energy of you separating from someone else. Healthy space and room to breathe is what it says at the bottom of Freedom. So it feels like a freedom that's a bit bittersweet to me, but we'll see what else comes out. Nice. Ooh, okay. So we got a lot of physical touch energy coming through already. We have love language, physical touch, and love language, quality time. So perhaps this is what your last relationship was built on and then it kind of fizzled away. Or this is something very important to you. I'm tapping into someone who almost has a bit of like, it feels like shame due to their desires, or maybe not shame, but like embarrassment. I'm tapping into someone who's a bit embarrassed that their love language may be physical touch or that they need it, you know? Maybe you kind of hold yourself to the standard where you feel like, okay, it's okay to want physical touch, but to need it, that's a whole other ballgame we're talking about here. So I do see you receiving that. From your next long-term relationship. It says a tender touch means so much at the bottom of physical touch. Quality time says be the witness to each other's lives. So this connection, your next long-term relationship, is based on quality time, spending time together. I'm seeing two people with careers, their own apartments, their own cars. Like I'm tapping into that kind of couple energy. I'm also tapping into a younger couple energy where it's like, okay, we both still kind of live with our parents, or we're in school and, you know, we're witnessing each other's lives as we're going through school and as we're having these new experiences. So regardless of where you are in your timeline, regardless of where you are in your journey, I do see a relationship coming in where the feelings are very much so reciprocal, and this relationship is built on like physical liberation and being proud of your wants and your desires and your needs and expressing them with each other, through each other, to each other. There's a lot of freedom even in this long-term relationship in itself. And then we have real feelings here. It says you share true romantic feelings worth exploring. So tapping into this energy, group one, there's definitely a strong connection, mutual feelings, freedom, liberation through this connection in itself. And then we have friendly support. So listen, your angels are on standby, working a lot of things out for you in the background. It says fairies, guides, and friends give aid. So you may have friends coming up out of the woodwork, connecting you with different people that they know, maybe even coworkers. Like, it feels like you're starting to express yourself more, and you're someone who usually kind of keeps things to yourself, but you're talking to a coworker like, yeah, this is what I'm going through. And it's like, you know what? I actually have a homegirl for you. I have a homeboy for you. You know, I have someone that I actually think you would get along really well with. So be open to how this comes in. This could be a friend of a friend. Or someone that's, you know, connected to you through really your guides. It could be fairies specifically. This is a fairy-based deck. So if you're working with fairies, yeah, they could be coming through. But usually that represents like spirit guides. Yeah, and I'm starting to understand that Five of Cups energy, because it felt like in a heart space you connected with that person of the past, but they weren't able to allow themselves to express their love to you, or they kind of seen you as too much in the sense that you were just on a totally different level as far as like expression. They may have been like more of a nonchalant type of personality. We have fearless love. It says a courageous leap of faith into the unknown. So one thing coming up consistently about this new love connection is this person is fearless, ambitious, willing to open themselves up, equally as interested and expressive. And then we have spirit soul path. It says a personal evolving within your relationship. So you're actually going to level up through this person. And I have a feeling that you've always been the person like leading the tugboat, the person always having to level up the people that you're dating and, you know, carry them along. So finally you have this connection coming in where this person is adding to you, your story, your life, your essence, like actually giving you something that you didn't have before. So that'll be really nice. Spirit, can you tell us who this is? Who is this person for group one? So we have the Don Juan, and then we have the child nature. So this person is very seductive. Very seductive. They may be a sign that's ruled by Venus, or they may have a sign that's ruled by Venus in their Venus placement, in their astrology chart, in their natal chart. So that would be like Taurus, Libra, and I think those are the only two signs that are ruled by Venus, I do believe, but you can let me know in the comments if I'm missing one. The Don Juan, it says, spotlights your positive seductive qualities. So again, there's a lot of freedom through this relationship because like I said, I was tapping into someone who kind of felt shame feels like too extreme of a word, but just kind of embarrassed, like not able to fully embody their body or who they are or what they like, their desires, or express themselves in a seductive kind of way. Maybe you don't see yourself, you know, in that way. Maybe your seduction is different as well. There's so many different archetypes. I would look up The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene, and that'll tell you a lot about yourself. You can even listen to like an audiobook. They have them on YouTube. I don't think they're supposed to, but the audiobook is on YouTube. You can find, someone has posted it. And usually in the comments, they have like the different archetypes listed where you can just click on the timestamp so you can go straight through them without having to listen to the whole book. So you can just get the description of that archetype. There's so many forms of seduction. Siren, that quality is literally only one. So if you don't represent like the siren archetype or the baddie archetype, that does not mean that you don't have seductive qualities or that kind of like, you know, feline side to you. So I would check that out to listen to your archetype and see what that looks like and, you know, see what you resonate with. But this person definitely embodies and highlights those qualities within you. It's like they want to support you. They want you to feel liberated. They want you to feel like you can be yourself. And then we have the child nature. It says friendship with animals and communication with nature spirits. This person may have a lot of pets. They may work with animals. They may have a strong connection to animals. If you have a pet that usually doesn't like anyone, I bet you your pet is going to like this person. We have the athlete that came out here. This person could have been an athlete in college, in high school, even in elementary, middle school, just in grade school. This person could be very athletic. They could go to the gym a lot. They could like to hike. They could like to be active. Tapping into their energy, it just kind of feels like someone who immediately goes into action whenever something is needed. So say you need to move homes and you're like, the movers fell through. This is the kind of person that's like, okay, I'm going to go rent a U-Haul. I'm going to call my brother and we're going to be at your house in an hour. Like, they're just very action oriented. So they may not be an athlete in a traditional sense, but definitely a doer. The athlete says dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, and development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. So this person could have their own condition that kind of, usually people would look at it and say, okay, that kind of puts you at a disadvantage in life, but they've risen above it. I'm even hearing mentally. They could struggle with mood regulation or, you know, something to do with mentally keeping themselves at bay, but they've overcome that. And then we have the child orphan here. So this person knows what it feels like to be kind of left out, left in the dust, not appreciated, not valued, abandoned. And because of that, it's like they've made it their life mission to make sure that no one else in their presence ever feels that way. So this is the kind of person who, I mean, Don Juans are typically very attractive people. So this person could be totally conventionally attractive, someone who's just like a knockout, yet will talk to anyone, will help anyone. They don't see themselves that way, you know. They may know like, yeah, of course I'm attractive or I'm handsome, I'm pretty, I look good, I have pretty privilege, whatever. But they don't use that to coast through life. They make deep connections with people and that's what they value. This one says independence based on learning to go at it alone and conquering the fear of surviving. So that's something I see so much lately, especially in the last 2 years as a reader. Like the fear of survival is just drastically increasing. And as a reader, typically, you know, you're going to do more love readings than you are like finance readings, talking about personal readings. On this channel, it's a romance channel. But talking about personal readings, but lately it's been like, no, the readings that you get more often, even from the other readers that I'll talk to, it's like, yeah, no, a lot of people are really concerned about finances. That's like my most popular reading right now. Or life purpose. Where is things, you know, where are things headed from here? Am I going to be okay? That kind of thing. So this person has conquered that fear of survival. So if you're someone who's scared, you know, you don't know where the world is going and you don't know how you're going to make it, that's not something you'll have to worry about in this connection. Your person is confident that they will be able to survive and they have tools and connections to do so. So they're very tapped in. Yeah, you know what? Okay, not gonna lie, because it's giving a little, what do they call that? I want to say they call it a masochist, but it's giving a little bit like, it's very high on the self-sacrifice, almost to the point where this person kind of doesn't literally feel like they're important. Like they literally feel like it is their purpose to serve other people, to be there for other people. And what they truly like is just to be able to support and defend. But we have the Ace of Cups in reverse, whereas we have the Ace of Swords that just came out upright. So it's like this person is like Ace of Cups in reverse. I don't matter. It's all about Ace of Swords, protecting what I love, protecting who I love, my family, my stability, being there for my kids if they ever have some, my pets, my partner. That's what they're all about. So it's almost giving a little, I'm pretty sure that's what they call that, a masochist, where it's like, you know, too much self-sacrifice, like self-sacrifice to the point where you could be completely depleted and it just becomes normalized. We have the King of Cups and the Magician, so very much so a doer, protector, provider type energy. With the King of Cups here, this person is very level-headed. I'm feeling like they never get mad. Like tapping into their energy, they never get mad or it never shows. Very easy to give in, very easy to, well, King of Cups, not so much, because King of Cups is very healthy though, and it is the masculine nature of cups. And then we have the Devil card here. So I feel like, you know, honestly, their biggest fear is like abandonment. They don't want to get left. And because of that, they do any and everything in their power to possibly maintain a relationship. Spirit, how are they entering this relationship? We have the Chariot and the High Priestess. So the way that you may end up meeting this person may come to you through a dream first. The High Priestess is like all about your intuition, your psychic nature, your connection to spirit, to the divine, to higher powers, information coming from higher realms. So spirit may communicate to you how this is coming through, but with the Chariot card, that's you moving forward in balance. Typically, the Chariot has 2 horses on the card, and one is usually white, one is usually black, representing the good with the bad, okay? All of it. And with this reading kind of starting with that 5 of Cups energy, where it feels like there may have been a breakup in order for you to align with your Lover's card, new beginning, or your true partner, yeah, that may have been like the negative aspect of the Chariot that gets carried with you moving forward. How is this coming together? And then I'll get a timeline. We have the Hierophant. So the High Priestess and the Hierophant is like, almost like you're not concerned too much about manifesting anymore. You may have been like a manifestation girly, a manifestation guy, you know, some time ago, but it seems like you've kind of elevated from that standpoint of even focusing so much on time. Emperor at the bottom of the deck, it's like it will happen in divine order. I know that, I trust that, I believe that. That is my truth. But yeah, this is coming together at the right place at the right time. The Chariot, the High Priestess, and the Hierophant is like everything coming together. On your end with your intuition leading you to the right place at the right time. For your person's end and their intuition leading them to the right place in the right time. You also got to remember that like more than half of this journey is completely out of your control, because if the other person isn't also on their mark and they're not doing what they're being led to do, you're going to be internalizing, oh, this is my fault. There's something I must do. I must, you know, need to manifest still because something hasn't come through. And it's like there's a whole other half of this equation that's completely out of your control that you should remember, so that you don't internalize things and, you know, make it feel like everything is on you or everything is your fault if it doesn't come together when you would want it to. But we have the Justice card and the 9 of Wands in reverse. So Spirit is saying this is coming. Justice card in reverse, maybe even after someone has did you wrong. Maybe that's where that 5 of Cups energy was coming from in the beginning. And 9 of Wands in reverse, you've healed from that though. You're no longer attached to that. You've moved on from that. So this relationship is manifesting after a full healing. And to be honest, it's manifesting when you're literally not paying attention. Hierophant, you're focused on your own work, your own life, where you want to move forward, how you want to move forward. And Chariot card, everything is just in perfect order. Spirit, can I get a timeline for group 1? Nice, we have very soon. So for you, it's going to be sooner rather than later. Oh my God, look at this. We got in the next few hours. So I don't want to gas y'all up, okay? This is still a pick a card. So, you know, the most accurate timeline is going to come from like a private tarot reading, but tea in the next few hours and very soon. Yeah, this could be coming sooner rather than later. I'll say for the majority of you, Spirit's probably going to give you a message. I'm seeing a red bird, like a red cardinal, You may see a red cardinal within the next few hours, or like a red bird, or some sort of significant, it does feel like in the animal kingdom or the insect kingdom, but some sort of significant message that would resonate with you. So, you know, nobody knows your intuition but you, whatever way spirit usually communicates to you. Dang, and then we have longer than you would expect in Aries season. So I'll say that this will probably come in by spring. For some of you, this has taken longer than you expect, because I was getting that in the beginning of your reading as well, where it's like, some of you, this feels like, you know, Five of Cups, this has been something that's been long awaited, or something that you would have hoped would have came in by now. So I would say by Aries season, ultimately. Spirit, what else does group 1 need to know? We have shine your light. So yeah, spirit is saying focus on you, your own path. Don't worry about this. This is going to come in. Treat it as if it's really already here. And it's even better just to completely detach from it and not even to give it any energy, positive or negative. And just to allow. We have synchronicity. So yeah, you're going to be getting a sign soon. You're going to get a sign by the end of the day. Or I would say in the dream space, if you have a super active third eye, crown chakra, you get a lot of messages in the dream space. I saw this video months ago that said the universe communicates to you in your most fluent language. So like if your most fluent language is angel numbers, that's how spirit's going to communicate to you. Or if your most fluent language is like deep resonance and feeling, that's how spirit will communicate to you. So you should know, or at least have a general idea of how spirit will communicate to you, but you will know the sign and know it's not a coincidence. And then we have the sailing card. So again, spirit's really prompting you to relax and to allow things to come together, relax and to trust. And if you need something to do, really just focus on things that have to do solely with you, not making decisions and planning based on a potential connection, but allow your world to blend together with that person and to create something with them, instead of, you know, taking everything as your responsibility and putting all that weight on your shoulders. That's what I have for you, group 1. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. And yeah, that's what I have for you today. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 2 with the Amethyst and Miss Cleo's Tarot Power deck, this is your reading. Tapping into your next long-term relationship. We're going to see with who will that be with and when. Spirit for group 2 with the Amethyst Crystal Point. Please show us for group 2 their next long-term relationship. First card that came out is self-love. So your energy came through like, surprise, it's about me. First of all, it's about what makes me happy, what pleases me. Yeah, someone's gonna have to, they're gonna have to serve. Not gonna lie, I'm getting a very dark feminine energy right away. We have material attachment. Look at this baddie with her black dress here. Okay, so we have self-love and material attachment coming up right away. So you may be looking for someone who's like that traditional protector and provider role, or maybe not so much a provider or a protector in the traditional sense, but someone who's got some stuff that they're bringing to this equation. Not someone who's going to drain you of your beauty, your life force, your essence, everything you have to bring into a relationship and into this world. Not someone who's going to take you off of your purpose, someone who's going to take you out of alignment with who you are, or enable you to water yourself down to make themselves more comfortable. Not someone who expects you to minimize yourself, but someone who uplifts you and adds to this equation, whatever that means for you personally. Love yourself first is what it says at the bottom of self-love. Material attachment says too much focus on outside trappings. So perhaps manifesting someone with the material aspects that you're looking for, though, has kind of got you into a pickle. So we'll see who you're manifesting now. Maybe you've been looking for a balance, and honestly, give yourself grace, because a lot of times to solidify these new aspects of yourself, you do have to go further than you need to. You have to go further to the other side of the spectrum so that you can settle into the middle, into a comfortable norm. So give yourself grace through the process of learning and growing and discovering yourself and what you want, because maybe before you were looking for, okay, just give me the material aspect. I don't even need love. I got self-love. Okay? I love myself. I don't need you to do all that. I just need you to come in and add to my life. But now it's kind of like, well, I've, dated people on that side of things as well, and that hasn't been completely fulfilling either. So it looks like now you're looking for something closer to the middle with both, the best of both worlds. But mainly someone who doesn't cause you to minimize yourself. Ooh, you guys, you have so many people attracted to you. It kind of seems like you may not know exactly what you want. Not gonna lie, group 2. We have the magnetism card, and it says there is gravitational pull to each other. So when it comes to you and your next long-term partner, there is a gravitational pull, which is really good, because that means that you don't have to do as much work. But I'm also just feeling like that in general, like you may even be kind of weirded out by the things that people say to you. Like it could even be on the first date and people are talking like, I just know you're the person I've been looking for my entire life. Like, you may notice like people are kind of losing it a little bit when it comes to you. So listen, if you're getting too deep in that dark feminine, dark masculine bag, okay, it may start to have dark effects. So be careful, because we have burning desire and tease here. So a lot of people are very attracted to you. They want to be close to you. They have a burning desire for you. They want you in their life. And it just kind of feels like they can't have you. And you just got to remember, now that can cause frustration. And I just saw a story the other day. This dude, fine as F, but was on the news for taking somebody up out of here. So it's like for taking their partner up out of here. So I was like, whoa, it just blew me, because it's like, this is not typically what you associate with, like, the crazy type. Typically you would think of someone like who looks like they've been in a basement somewhere for 20 years would be like, the one that's really stirring up, drama and causing that kind of noise. But nope, it was somebody fine as ever. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. You would think like fine like that, you don't need to chase anyone. You don't miss your mark. But listen, just be careful, because it's crazy out here in the streets. Okay. But we have burning desire. It says flames of passion ignite. And then we have tease that says the energy is fun and lighthearted but uncertain. So again, there's this energy of you not knowing exactly what it is you're wanting at this time. Maybe you're having a hard time manifesting a long-term relationship. It seems like you want your freedom. You definitely value your freedom. But you want your freedom, but at the same time, you are ready to be in a connection. But it just kind of feels like you haven't met someone that you trust enough to open up to, or to get out of this, dark feminine, dark masculine, or toxic femininity, masculinity bag. It doesn't feel like you've been able to trust someone enough to get out of that and to allow yourself to like really open up to them in a genuine way. But we have real feelings here. So it's going to happen. It may just take some time for you. We'll get your timeline as well. Real feeling says you share true romantic feelings worth exploring. So there's real feelings between you and your next long-term relationship, but not gonna lie, it feels like you're kind of taking the winding path to get to that person, because of you kind of like being a little lost in the sauce. On one end, you want a healthy connection that is, romantic, and you want all the nice things that come with that. But at the same time, it's like, listen, inflation is only going up. And one thing I'm going to need to make for certain is that, this person coming into my life has something to bring to the table, has something to provide. And it feels like it's been hard for you to meet someone that checks all of those boxes. So you've tried to focus on just one thing, but you weren't really getting anywhere, or you weren't making a connection that felt right. It's like when you bet completely on love, you lost. And when you bet completely on like financial stability or material stability, you also lost. So it's kind of just like, okay, Spirit, what am I supposed to do? So we have the healing connection here. You know what? Maybe this person is the other piece to the puzzle. Healing connection says your romance will transform your life. So maybe that's the whole point, is that this person was always the one that was supposed to open you up and show you what balance looks like, or to create that balance with. Spirit, can you tell us more about this person? And there's a lot of people talking about you. So before I set intention, we had the gossip card that flew out. So that's the energy that's surrounding you at this time. A lot of people talk about you or want to know what you have going on. A lot of people are concerned with you, constantly checking up on your social media page, constantly asking other people if they know about you. Like, I'm seeing, Spirit is showing me like someone walk into a space, whether that's work or the gym. And it's just like people are talking like, hey, what's their name? Do you know their name? Are they talking to anyone? Are they in a relationship? Like, a lot of people are trying to get information about you. And it seems like no matter how hard people try, they can't get the tea with you. So it's just frustrating people. And that's why I was like, okay, listen, be careful, because this is not the time to be, listen. This is not the time. Desire in itself is just so normalized, not in healthy settings, but just to the point where people allow themselves to sit in a constant state of desire, and it normalizes wanting something. So the more you normalize that and you have no discipline, the more things get crazier and crazier, and you start hearing like, oh, this person got... because they didn't give someone their number. Like, what is this? It's insane. And I was thinking about it the other day, and honestly, the root of it is just desire that is unchecked and unchanneled. You got to check yourself, okay? You can't be sitting in lust while you're trying to take your SATs. You're going to fail. You're not getting into college. You have to have some sort of discipline about it. And you have to channel it in productive ways. Use it for you. You could even use your own desire and energy to manifest something. But it's so normalized. And even from like a societal standpoint or a consumeristic standpoint, it's like what gets people to buy? Making them feel like there's pressure. Making them feel like, oh, I want this. I need this. And if we can get them to stay in that energy and then to make a sale in that energy, we now have their coins. So it's from all angles, very normalized desire. That's a conversation for another day because it can go so deep. But anyways, yeah, I'm just telling you, because group 2, you're giving firecracker energy. You're giving siren energy. People are very attracted to you at this time. It could be mind, body, and soul. It could be your physical appearance. It could be your mind, what you know, your intelligence, your connection. It could be, spiritual, your connection to higher realms, your magnetism. We did have the magnetism card that came out, so it could be solely like energetic, but regardless, you're magnetic AF right now, and that is not something to play with. It feels good, and maybe you want to be, I'm sexy dancing in the house. I feel like Britney Spears. Maybe you want to just be hot at home, but like when you're out here, mixing and mingling with other people, I wouldn't lean into that too much. Not right now. Maybe once the energy gets a little less tense, but anyways, we have the gambler and the advocate talking about your person specifically. So this is after I set intention to see like what they're like. The gambler says willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. I love that. So you may be really needing that. Someone who's willing to take a risk, someone who's willing to take a gamble to be with you. Perhaps you have a more out there aesthetic. Like, it's no secret that most masculines, I feel like they're getting more liberated, but most of them are still kind of more conservative and uncomfortable if they are in traditional relationships with a femme who's just hot. It's hard for them to take that. It's hard for them to, listen, especially if they can't fight. So you may need someone who's willing to take a risk on you and who understands your aesthetic or your liberation or who you are. And then we have the advocate here. It says inspires you to put compassion into action. So this person really supports you and they support your dreams, whatever you feel in your heart, on a heart space that it almost feels like no one even knows about. This person wants to empower you to lean further into that. So say you have like deep compassion for animals or deep compassion for injustices you see in the world. This person supports you to do that. Whereas you may not even be able to tell your closest friends that you feel the way you do because, you don't want them to feel like, why do you even care? Like you're a baddie or, you're hot. You don't need to worry about that. whatever it is, or, you know, people don't feel like, I feel like a lot of people want control over you. It's so weird. Like, I'm like talking about people's narrative, and I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, why do they care so much? We have the shapeshifter. It says skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness and the ability to see potential in everything. So they see your potential. You may be a work in progress. You may still be growing, learning, and even finding yourself. This person doesn't expect you to be a full package, and this person doesn't expect you to be perfect either. They fully accept you for who you are, and they like you for you. Spirit, how is this relationship coming together for group 2? We have the 7 of coins and the 10 of staffs in reverse. So I'm not going to lie, this is manifesting through you making a decision. I feel like to a degree, yeah, moon at the bottom of the deck. To a degree, you're going to have to untangle yourself. And we were getting that energy a lot throughout your reading, kind of feeling lost in the sauce, or having a hard time finding yourself, kind of like, I see like a pendulum going to both sides of the spectrum. And it's like one day you're feeling more intense and you really want to embody what you feel inside and you just want to express it. And it's really rebellious and you don't care what anyone thinks. And then the next day it's like, I just want to be traditional, and I do have traditional values deep down, and I also care for animals or social injustice. I want to be able to speak myself, you know, speak for myself, and I want to be able to speak out. Now Spirit is showing me Legally Blonde, so it may be that kind of like difference with you, where it's like, okay, someone has a traditional look, or, you know, this look that's usually associated with these things, but this person has big dreams of being a lawyer, or they're actually really smart, you know, something like that. So Spirit is saying first you're going to have to untangle yourself a bit here. We have the King of Cups, nice. So they're going to come to you. And also Page of Coins, they're going to be making an investment right away. But I feel like Page of Coins is coming up because it's going to be an investment different than you're used to. Like this person may... So say you go on a first date with this person and, you know, you go to a restaurant, they pay, da-da-da. That's the usual. But this is like, okay, for the second date, they take you to, you know, I don't know, say again, you're really passionate about like environmentalism and the environment. They take you to a greenhouse and you guys kind of go and nerd out about, you know, the environment, and you learn how to compost so you can learn how you can make a difference, you know, yourself, and then you can branch out from there. This person is making Page of Coins a small investment, but I feel like it's only small based on perspective, because you may have the perspective currently that, you know, investment looks different, you know, based on what you've kind of valued before, like material attachments and things like that. So it just kind of, and even that, I've seen that go like totally left. I just saw a video not too long ago. Everybody saw it pretty much, where it's like the girl literally wouldn't get out the car because their reservation got messed up. So bro tried to take her to Cheesecake Factory. I'm like, come on, are you serious? It's too much. I actually just saw another video the other day where this girl gobbled down 4 platters of mussels and he dipped out on the date. And she texted him like, dipping out on the date, dipping out on the bill is crazy. He's like, I said I'd pay for drinks and appetizers, and then you went in on 4 plates of mussels and then ordered an entree. I said, I would have left too. I would have left too. And I would have blocked her. She would have been, it was just funny because they had a drink and their drink was still on the table. I was crying at the comments. They said, somebody said, bro was so shocked he couldn't even drink his own drink. I'm like, yeah, that's too much. So things are just going a bit crazy. But again, give yourself grace. We've all been there, you know, in some way or form, where it's like we do a bit too much, then we got to kind of reel it back. So this is just that time. It's okay. You know, it's okay. And it's also okay just to be more, you know, someone who likes luxury. Like one of the if you have strong planets in Libra or Taurus, these are planets ruled by Venus. They love comfort. They love beauty. They love being comfortable. They love luxury. So it could even just be your chart. Let me get the timeline for you. So have grace with yourself and, you know, with your desires, but it feels like to a degree you may be uncomfortable with it, or you may be having negative experiences because of your desires, and that would be the only reason to kind of reel it in beyond your safety. Spirit, can I get a timeline? You have a lot of time. So yeah, I do feel like this is going to take longer rather than sooner, but still, I feel like this will manifest within the next year. We did get Leo season that did come out, which is July 23rd to August 22nd. So I would say by next summer. So it is fall. So it's like, no, not super soon, but everyone's timeline is different. This is still a pick a card. It's not a private reading. So this can come significantly sooner for a lot of you. Wow, we have 18, 19, and 20 that came up. These could be significant ages for you. This could be like a 3-day weekend specific, or a 3-day, you know, some sort of significance, 18, 19, 20. Like I said, this could be like ages. This could also be like the years 18, 19, 20. Maybe that's when some very significant events happen in your life that kind of brought you to this point now. But this deck is so thick, and I've been using this deck for years, so it's not like it's very well shuffled. The cards are not at all in order. I want to say this deck has at least 100 cards in it, so it's very rare that you would get something like that would happen, where it's like the numbers are super synchronistic, coming out back to back to back like that in sequence. And then we have Cancer season. So yeah, your whole reading is just very synchronistic, because Cancer season is the season that comes right before Leo season. So your timeline is adding up. It's definitely giving accurate. Cancer season is June 21st to July 22nd, whereas Leo season is July 23rd to August 22nd. So right after another. So yeah, I feel like this is going to come by summer for you. So not too long to wait. And plus, we're talking about your next long-term relationship. I always tell people that try not to fixate too much on the timeline anyways, because that doesn't mean that no one else will come through in the meantime. That doesn't mean that you can't quantum leap. If you were to hurry up and get yourself like untangled, this could happen significantly sooner. So we have Saturday that came up as well. You may meet this person on a Saturday. That may be significant for you, the weekend. Spirit, what else can you tell me for group 2? I swear we had one that flipped over. We have Move In With Me, the Tempter, and Positive Thinking. So yeah, that's just Spirit letting you know, like, listen, there's a lot of people on your body right now, a lot of people on your top wanting your attention. You're coming through as a Tempter energy. I'm just telling you, don't play with it. Be careful. Do not overestimate your power, because whoo, I look back at my past and I'm like, I seriously don't know how I made it. And I'm not even saying that in a ooh, good times, crazy times. Well, no, like in a very literal sense. Like the places I've been, the people I've been around, and the things I've got into, how I made it, I truly don't know. It was only Spirit, God, the divine, the above, and my angel team working overtime. Just be careful. We have Move In With Me. A lot of people want you, but I just don't feel a lot of people have what it takes to be with you. And they won't until you're completely clear on what it is that you want as well. And then allow Spirit to come through and bring to you a partner that's really good for you. But just know you're coming off as a tempter, someone that a lot of people want, even just to be close to talk to. And with that Move In With Me energy, a lot of people, if they could get you to commit to them, they're going to do their best to do so, but that doesn't mean that everyone is good for you. So stay detached, stay grounded, so you don't make any decisions based on lack, so that you don't make any decisions that aren't really good for you. And yeah, that's what I have for you, group 2. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like your own private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. But that's what I have for you today. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 3 with the Phantom Tarot and the Tourmalated Quartz, this is your reading, tapping in to see your next long-term relationship. With who will that be with, and when? That's what we're tapping into. Spirit, this is for group 3. Group 3 with the Tourmalated Quartz. Please show us for group 3 their next long-term relationship. Nice. The first card we have for you, we have lasting love. Okay, so if you've experienced a lot of ups and downs, or you can get in relationships, but you haven't been able to find that person that makes you want to maintain it, or if you've been experiencing people that end up, dipping out, this is going to be a lasting love, which is the point of the reading. It's a long-term romantic connection. Wow, we have you are worthy here. So Spirit wants you to know it's not you, it's simply the wrong people. Sometimes relationships can end and it doesn't have to be anyone's fault. It's not their fault. It's not your fault. Neither of you saw the signs. It's just not your person. And it's as simple as that. And a lot of times when you're really honest with yourself, once you're after you're away from the shock of it all, you can usually admit yeah, I mean, they were okay. I could have made it work, but were they the person that I really felt undying love for? Most of the time it's no, I wasn't giving that. So, I do see a lasting love coming in for you, and Spirit doesn't want you to internalize the things that you've experienced in the recent past. It's not your fault that things haven't worked out, and it's not all on you, and Spirit wants you to know that right out the gate. Lasting love says this is your true love, so if you've been waiting for your person, I do feel you getting that here. You are worthy says your worth doesn't depend on the other person. So Spirit is saying, even if someone does fall out of love, or they do choose to go in a different direction in, their life, don't internalize that. Your love doesn't, or your value doesn't lie in their hands. No one is the determiner of your value or your fate. So don't allow people to weigh on your mind so much like that. We have falling in love and fearless love. So I do see you falling in love. Something about this just feels very, very real. You may have even been in a long-term relationship before, but it wasn't, not that it wasn't real, but it wasn't based on the romanticism of it all. Maybe it was more of a relationship out of convenience, something that the both of you got into because it made sense. A lot of relationships out of convenience is someone you meet in school, especially college, because it's okay, we're in this experience together, we're away from home, so we're coupling up. We can, lean on each other whenever we want someone to be with. We can lean on each other whenever it's the weekend where we just want to hang out, that kind of thing. So you could have been in a relationship that was long-term before, but it didn't feel very romantic, or it didn't feel like your person. And that's the main difference I see with this long-term relationship. Falling in love says sudden feelings that this is the one. So another card talking about the one. That's crazy, because I was just saying that, talking about lasting love. Fearless love says a courageous leap of faith into the unknown. So both of you are going all in here. I see a full-on commitment, and if it couldn't get more clear, we got the marriage card. So for you, group 3, your long-term relationship may literally lead to marriage. Wedding bells are ringing is what it says at the bottom of that card. So I do see this looking more official than the other piles so far. Spirit for group 3, their next long-term relationship. We have signs and clues. So you will likely be getting a lot of signs and signals, or you may even be getting signs and signals now that this is coming. But they're definitely going to be ramping up once this is really close. Signs and clues says the universe is talking to you. So be open, be mindful of the signs and clues that you're getting at this time. Spirit may be communicating to you through different messages and signs and omens that you've never received before. Ooh. You may have to friend zone some people. We got the friend zone card that came out. So I'm picking up on another energy, but we're not going to focus on that. Ooh, we have the disguise card here too. So it may just be too little too late. You have a very serious relationship coming in, someone who's willing to make you a marriage offer, and then all of a sudden there's this person coming out of the woodwork telling you about all these feelings that they've had and how they've been hiding them, and you may literally have to friend zone this person. And I don't know, something about it doesn't feel completely vindicated. It almost feels like bittersweet. So I do feel like this is someone you would have given a chance if you just knew, if you knew that they're someone who wanted to move forward with you. Friend zone says a lack of passion in this companionship. Disguise says some elements of this relationship are hidden. So this friend zone person, this person that you're friend zoning, they're going to reveal themselves, but it's going to be too little too late. And to be honest, I feel like that's why they're trying to come out of the woodwork in the first place. Ooh. Disguise is almost giving me like a heavy energy of this person pretended to be your friend just so they could get closer to you. Maybe they made a little joke somewhere along the line like, ah, we should date. And then you friend zoned them at that point, but didn't do it intentionally, like to get them to stop pursuing you. You just said it because it's like, what? No, we would never date. Like, we're literally friends. Like, I don't see you that way. And you're just joking and you think that they're joking as well, but they were low key serious. And so it's coming out. Spirit for group 3. Can you show us their person? Who is this? Ooh, we have the Goddess card. So this person is definitely pedestalizing you. They have a strong feminine energy as well. And we have the Goddess and the Advocate here. So this person may even consider themselves to be like an advocate for women, an advocate for feminine energy, someone who respects Mother Earth. This person may even make like offerings to Mother Earth, fruits, crystals, whatever it is that they have, whatever it is that they're led to. This person may have been raised with all sisters, or a mother that they're very, very close to, maybe even a single mother that they're very close to. They have a lot of respect for feminine energy, and they understand the importance of tapping into their feminine energy and honoring feminine energy. We have the Goddess and the Advocate. The Goddess says the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. So this person is definitely wise. I feel like they have been someone who's had their own fair share of relationships in the past, and they learned the hard way what to do, what not to do. I feel like this person has effed around and found out. And now they understand, like, okay, feminine energy is not the one to be played with, so let's just not do that. And then we have the Advocate. It says inspires you to put compassion into action. So whatever it is that you're passionate about, or whatever it is that you feel called to from a heart space, this person wants to support you to lean into that even more. They want to make it possible for you to have a purpose and live out your purpose. They're very supportive of you and supportive of other people. We have the Mystic. So finally a spiritual person. I don't know why I don't get this one very often. I would think that I would, because it's like, okay, this is spiritual. We're doing readings, and typically, if you're spiritual, you may attract someone. I don't know. It depends. I see people who a lot of times opposites attract. They attract people who aren't spiritual at all. And then I just don't see a lot of spiritual energy, so this will be really cool for you to experience. The Mystic says revels in the intimate union with the divine. So this person definitely has a strong connection to the higher power, and you may be in a point in your journey, especially if marriage is potentially involved. You may be at a point in your journey where it's like, okay, you got to have some sort of respect, some sort of spiritual practice, some sort of higher force or being that you connect to and that you respect, because dealing with these people that are lost in the sauce, worshiping demons, is not going to work for you. We have the Messiah. So this person is a channeler, and I feel like they don't even know it. Like, tapping in, they feel very spiritual. I'm seeing incense. I'm seeing plants. I'm seeing them connecting to nature and nature spirits. But it doesn't feel pseudo-spiritual where it's like performative. It feels like this person just naturally has a relationship with the earth, and that is their spiritual practice. So when they're talking, it's like they're channeling and they don't even know it. And a lot of times I'll be channeling, post a video, completely forget what I was even talking about by the end of the day. And then someone will comment like, oh my God, you just said something so deep that really affected me. It was so personal. How did you even know that detail? Are you looking into my life? And it's like, sometimes I do. And that's how you know you're channeling, because you completely forget it. It's not something that you're trying to like pump into people so they can follow your beliefs. It's just like in and out, in and out, in and out, straight from the divine. And then it's gone. You're just the Messiah. You're just the middleman. You're just the, the voice. So this person, I feel like they're very deep when they talk and they don't even know it, or they say like really personal, impactful things to you personally. And it's just like, how did you know that? And they're like, no, what? Do you not remember what you just said? And they're like, what did I say? They're a channeler for sure. The Messiah says serving humanity with humility. So this person may like to do a lot of volunteer work as well. They may like to connect with people in different walks of life than them and support them. We have the child nature and the Don Juan here. So listen, don't sleep on this person, group 3. They are very, very attractive and very tapped into their seduction. Actually, the goddess does say sensuality on their life force, sensuality. So yeah, they have a strong attraction power, okay? Do not underestimate them. The child nature, it says friendship with animals, communication with nature spirits. And then the Don Juan says spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. So this person wants you to feel liberated. They want you to feel like you can be yourself. They're a child of nature, a very strong connection to nature. I felt that all throughout their energy consistently. So heavy on the nature and, even their connection with animals. But they also have this very 3D side that's just very attractive. So I feel like they're the best of both worlds, because it's they're not just only spiritual and super spiritual all the time and everything has to be deep. They can also just go have fun and dance, or, go out with you, whatever. Do people even dance anymore? Every clip I see of people at the club, they just be standing straight, looking into space. I'm like, if I'm going to the club, I'm taking that. Okay, I don't know I don't care what you're talking about. If I go, especially if I pay a cover charge. I know you're lying. I'm shaking ass. Okay? Spirit for group 3. So how will this relationship come about? We'll get a timeline as well. How is this relationship coming together? How is it manifesting? We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse and the Four of Swords right away. So this is coming on the heels of you getting out of it feels like an era in your life that isn't serving you. And this spirit is bringing me back to this friend zone disguise energy. I feel like people just play with you. They swear they have the biggest crush on you. They swear that they want you so bad. And then as soon as you start paying them attention, as soon as you start, okay, let's get something started, it's all of a sudden people are on mute. People are looking elsewhere. People are tired, running out of energy, not focused on the connection anymore. And once that era is ending, this era is starting. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse and the Four of Swords. So Ace of Pentacles in reverse is an energy of you having to go out of your way to end this cycle. So if Spirit's kind of calling you to stop hanging out with certain people, stop going certain places, to end certain things, even certain habits like diet. I just heard vegan. So if Spirit is calling you to a different lifestyle, it doesn't have to be veganism. It could be any lifestyle, but veganism, homesteading. I'm even seeing interior decorating. It seems like it has something to do with really just stepping into your authentic self as much as you can. So anything that gets you closer to who you truly are is the wave, is the vibe, is the way to go, is leading you to this long-term relationship. We have the Page of Swords, so they're likely going to be the first one to say something. And we have the Hierophant. Spirit is saying, you'll know. You'll know. When you come across this person, you know. When you first lay your eyes on this person, you'll know. Something about them is very distinct and clear. Page of Swords with the Hierophant. They're going to make some sort of gesture towards you first. And Hierophant, you're going to know this is the person you've been waiting for. So whatever the gesture is, it must be impactful. Swords is about communication. Swords is also about the action that you take. So honestly, it could just be the fact that they're bold enough to say something to you first and they're not waiting for you to make the first move and do all the work. That tells you oh, this person's different, which is sad. Which is sad that today that's a big thing, but it is. People... everyone, like I said, be in the club looking like they're doing the mannequin challenge, just standing like a light as a feather, stiff as a board. What is going on? People are so afraid of their self-expression. So I think the thing that's really going to do it for you and tell you this is who you've been waiting for is they're not afraid to express themselves. They're not afraid to come, to you and to say something and to profess their love. We got the Six of Cups here as well. Something about them feels very familiar, and it takes you to this space that you haven't been in a long time. It feels very childlike again. This relationship, to a degree, is going to feel like your first love. And it may be your first love, and you may realize that through this connection, like, whoa, I thought I experienced love before, but no, this is what love really is. We have the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups here, so it's not a problem if you have plenty of love to give. If anything, I just feel Queen of Cups is almost giving me a little bit of shy energy. But the Queen of Swords is not shy at all. She's a bit cutthroat. So, you know, honestly, Queen of Swords with the Queen of Cups together is almost giving me someone with like quiet confidence, or someone who's quiet specifically because they know people can't handle them. So it's not that you're shy. It's not quiet from a space of like introversion. It's quiet from a space of most people can't handle my energy or what I got to say. So I'm just quiet doing my own thing. And I've gotten comfortable in my rhythm and how things kind of just move for me. And I'd rather be alone at this point. So that's okay. This person is coming through. They're going to love you down. Okay. Don't worry about it. Don't change. Don't ever change, group 3. But we have the Temperance card and the Chariot in reverse. So yeah, heavy on the untangling though. Not gonna lie, it does feel a little bit conditional. Where it's like there are some things that you are going to have to do before this is going to be able to come in. I'm going to pull for the timeline now, but I feel like this can come in significantly sooner rather than later if you untangle yourself from those people, those things, anything that's basically inauthentic. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and one of the interviewers asked them, like, he was like, okay, it was a conversation with 3 men. One of them was Tony Gaskins, and I follow him, I watch him. I don't remember what the other 2 were, but he was asking him, like, okay, how could, you know, do you remember what inspired you to get that nose ring? One of the guys had a nose ring, and he was like, it was Tupac. And he was like, well, see, here's the thing about Tupac. Tupac had a nose ring, you know, after he had kind of thugged himself out. But did you know that Tupac started as a ballet? I don't know what the proper form of that word would be. But as someone who did ballet, did you know that that's how he started? Did you know that he was nerdy growing up? Did you know that he was a poet? And then he turned that into rapping, and then he, you know, assimilated to the culture so that he could be taken seriously, etc. So how do you go from ballet to a whole thug out here? Like, it doesn't make sense. And you could tell, like, just by the way he acted, you could just tell. That's why he's, like, so attractive, because bro got nice skin, nice style, very attractive. You can tell he wasn't thugged out from, you know, young to old. That wasn't him. So I say all that to say, the closer you get to your authentic self, and then, you know, listen, look at his fate, you know, very, very young, passing, did not have to go that way. So anyways, the conversation was about that person's authenticity, and he was asking him, like, you know, is this something that came from you, or was it inspired by someone else? He was talking about Tupac, then they went into that conversation. But I say all that to say, with you, the closer you get to your authenticity, the closer you are to your true love, your true partner. So I would start one by one, looking at yourself and saying, like, where did this come from? Even from a very 3D perspective, like my style, did it come from me? Did it come from me, you know, playing around with different outfits and looks and aesthetic, you know, in my own time, having fun with it? Or did it come from wanting to fit a mold so that I can get a certain, you know, kind of attention or attract a certain kind of person? Because when you put out an authentic energy, you're going to get that back. And that's why, you know, in the beginning, I was feeling like for some of you, you may have no issue with relationships starting, but maintaining may be the problem. And that's because eventually people are going to see you for, you know, who you truly are. And that goes both ways. You romanticize someone, put them on a pedestal, and then you get in a relationship with them and you're like, this is not what I want, or this is not, you know, a match. And it's because, you know, a lot of times our own inauthenticity. So we have don't give up. Spirit is saying keep going. We have change your attitude, and it depends on your actions. That's what I was saying before. Love can come in significantly sooner for you. It really does depend on your actions. And Spirit, with change your attitude, I feel like Spirit's not talking about like your literal attitude. I feel like Spirit is talking about changing your outlook on life and your priorities and what you want. Like, do you want a relationship because you want a relationship, or is it coming from a space of fear? Is it filling a void of receiving love, or finally feeling like you made it? Is it societal pressure? Is it fear of instability? And then we have focus on something else. So I feel like Spirit is trying to tell you, don't give up, keep, growing. But I feel like it's not manifesting exactly. I feel like it's more about making the internal changes that will then attract to you the partner that's for you. We have January, nice, so it could come significantly sooner rather than later. But again, it does depend on your actions. So it's not about there not being a person out there for you that's a match, but it's about being, your authentic self so that you can actually attract that true match. And the more authentic you are, the quicker it'll come through. That's what I have for you, group 3. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you would like your own private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. And that's what I have for you today. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 4 with the rose quartz and the Rider-Waite, this is your reading. We're going to tap into your next long-term relationship. We're going to see who is that with, when it'll come in. We got the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. That's good energy to start. It feels like you're ready. Ace of Swords is just giving me such a strong, powerful, I know myself, I know who I am, I don't need someone to completely, I know who I am, and I'm ready to have what I desire, and I have the tools to maintain it. A very capable energy right away. Spirit, for group 4, can you show us their next long-term relationship? Oh my goodness, you guys are actually the only pile that got any, well, group 2 did a little bit, only a little bit though. Any past energy, we'll see who else comes up, but right away, okay, yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. So first of all, we have rekindle and twin flame union. So I assume this is the same person. If you haven't met your twin flame though, this could be talking about a new love, because we also got very strong energy that came through. We got perfect match that came through. I feel like that's a name of like a dating show as well. So you may have been watching that recently, or you may have watched that. But anyways, rekindle says an old flame returns. This whole reading has been like very strongly new love energy, moving forward energy. So collectively, it seems like we're all kind of moving forward. And it seems like after eclipse season passed, it's like, okay, anything that was left unsaid, left undone, it got left, pretty much. And it got put to rest, and people are just kind of moving forward now into, their future. But for you, it's looking like we got someone spinning the block. So hopefully it's not because they see things popping off with another person and they're trying to come back into your life and cause trouble, but we'll see what it's giving. Twin flame union says heart, body, mind, and soul. So whoever this twin flame is, there's definitely a very intense, deep connection with this person. They definitely have pull. This is someone you're very attracted to, someone you're very drawn to. We have burning desire and perfect match. Burning desire says flames of passion ignite. So yeah, it's looking like you're also meeting someone new. So I feel like for you, group 4, it feels like you're kind of at this crossroads, and Spirit's like, okay, which path are you going to choose? The twin flames coming back, and there's a rekindling energy here where they're now putting effort and energy and love into the situation. So it's not like they're coming back on BS. No, they're coming back and they're giving. They're not just taking and receiving. They're giving in this season. So who will you choose? It really kind of depends on where you are, how you feel, what you feel like is fair, because some of you won't choose the twin flame or the old lover solely because it's something you've already experienced and you want the new, or it's too little too late. Regardless, there's someone coming in that has a burning desire for you, and this person is a perfect match. So it's kind of hard to beat that. The only thing really that can, I feel like, make you choose that, old lover with the perfect match is the past. Because one thing that really weighs on your consciousness, mind, body, and soul is unfinished business. So we'll see, we'll see. Perfect match says you complete each other in the most harmonious way. And then we have signs and clues. So Spirit is sending you different signs and signals. It reminds me of this video I saw not too long ago, and it said, like, the universe will communicate to you in your most fluent language. So if your most fluent language is feeling, Spirit will give you a gut feeling. If your most fluent language is totem animal, Spirit will send you your spirit animal to deliver you a message. There's a very strong sacral chakra energy here as well. Oh my goodness. We got the 2 cards in this deck that specifically talk about physical. We have love language, physical touch, and then we have physical connection here. So you and whoever you end up with, y'all gonna be, listen, y'all gonna be up under the bed, okay? Not getting out, can't walk. Love language, physical touch says a tender touch means so much. Physical connection says the sacred union of bodies two becoming one. So there's a lot of physical energy in your future, group 4. So listen, if it's been a dry spell, if it's been a drought, you're finally going to get your, you're going to get that well quenched, okay? You're going to be... They're going to get you together. And we have time apart here. So honestly, it's up. It could be either of them at this point. Honestly, this physical connection, I feel like that's happening with both, not gonna lie. It's like, okay, your love language may be physical touch, so of course you're making a physical connection with this person, and you guys are bonding in a physical way, but also this physical connection in itself may be the glue that kept you and the twin flame connection together. Regardless, you're going to be getting it on, okay, group 4? But it's like, it seems like it's with, 2 different energies here. And then we have time apart. This one says a time of separation. So yeah, this separation with the twin flame union really weighed on your spirit. This rekindle energy is coming in super strong. I'm just like, okay, so which one is there? Which one are they going to commit to? At the bottom of the deck, we got psychic connection. It caught my eye because I was like, does another card saying physical? It's the PSYC. I'm like, physical again? No, it's psychic connection. So you guys may be very psychic on your own. Well, let me pull on this new person and then we'll see how everything is going to play out. But I do want to see who this is and get their energy. Spirit, can you show me clearly? You already know the rekindle. You already know what's tea with them. But can you show me the perfect match? This person they have this burning desire with, this newer connection. Aww. This person, they're just like a hurt puppy. Like, they feel lost. They feel like they just want love. They just want love. I feel like this person has seen a lot of success in life. We have the Midas/miser, so they're really good at something. This person, they kind of give me Milton vibes. If you watch Love is Blind, the last season, I think it was season 5, it's giving a little Milton vibes, where it's like they're a little nerdy, and something about them is a bit like, childlike and youthful, but at the same time, they're really smart and intelligent, and they hold their own and they make their own decisions. It's giving me a little bit of that kind of vibe. We have the Midas/miser, so this person is likely successful. They have their own career. They have some sort of success in life. It says entrepreneurial or a creative ability to turn anything into gold, delight in sharing life's riches. So this person, they want their person for sure. They want their person that they can just be comfortable with. Oh, I just heard spoil. Okay, period. This person may like to spoil you, your love language may be physical touch, but maybe theirs is gift giving. They like to give gifts. They like to shower the person they love with gifts and, things that show them physically. Like, listen, I care. I want you. I'm here. You matter to me. I love you. We have the beggar and the child orphan. So again, it kind of feels like they have some sort of aspect of them that, they don't want to be a burden. They don't want to ask too much. They feel like they maybe didn't get the warmest of upbringings, or they may be like a literal orphan, or have been in foster care when they were younger. And even Milton in Love is Blind, he talks about going through, I forget exactly what it's called, but he has some sort of medical issue. And, he was talking about being in pain and not being able to show pain to his parents, not wanting to show them. And once they had the date where Lydia got to meet his parents, you could totally tell how they were more left brain, more rigid, less about love and mushy, and more about structure and what makes sense. So Milton, to a degree, rebelled so hard once he got with Lydia, because he's like, I want that. I want this in my life. I want that heart space connection. So it may not have been a literal abandonment. It could have been an abandonment in the sense that they couldn't be their more authentic self, or they couldn't explore a side of themselves when they were younger. The beggar says confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival. So this person is not afraid of going without either. It says awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. So they have kind of this autonomy over lack-mindedness simply by being humble, compassionate for other people and the way that life is, and for their spiritual connection, their spiritual authority. It's like they can't be brought down by their 3D standing or the physical world, even though they do have a good job or a nice career, or they're smart and intelligent. They can't be brought down by what society says, because they know who they are and they have a spiritual connection to the above, to the divine. The child orphan says independence based on learning to go at it alone and conquering the fear of surviving. So 2 cards talking about them conquering any sort of fears that have to do with survival. So this person may have grew up without, and it's now they have things and they can finally buy things. I feel like this person has a hobby or something like that. I feel like this is the kind of person that has thousands of dollars of Legos in their house, but it doesn't look messy and a mess. It's the person that makes all the Legos, spends hours doing it, and then puts it in glass cases and uses it as decoration. I feel like this person, it's giving that kind of vibe where it's okay, you finally have money, so you can allow your inner child to just run free. We have the child magical. It says seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things and the belief that anything is possible. So this person is optimistic. They don't have the best upbringing. They really don't. But they have superseded that. They have really tried to find the meaning of life. They made a connection to spirit and the divine, and they've overcome whatever they've gone through. So I love that. I love healthy growth, healthy transformation. We have the Hangman. Literally, I was just opening the deck up to just, do my little clicky, and the Hangman came out. So they're all about surrender. This is the kind of person that would truly just want you to be happy. Even if you met them and you were dealing with them at the same time as your ex, that's kind of messed up. But this is the kind of person who wouldn't hold it against you, because they want to be happy, and they practice the art of detachment. Not in the F-boy, F-girl kind of way, but in a kind of way where it's listen, I'm glad to have gotten to experience you. I want you to choose them. I want you to choose them. It's making me sad. I'm no, that's not fair. That's not how the story is supposed to go. You're supposed to choose them and leave the past in the past. Let's see. So Spirit, what are they going to do? Who are they going to choose to be in a long-term relationship with? Clearly, you have 2 options. And they don't want to live without you, but they will if that's what's going to make you happy. But I'm that just makes me like you more. Is this some sort of reverse psychology? Because that just makes me like you more. We have the Queen of Cups here. So it's really going to be up to you. The ball is in your court. It's going to be a bit... The Empress and the Queen of Cups, strong feminine energy just radiating from you. That doesn't mean that you're a traditional feminine or that you're feminine at all, but it's talking about the right of choice and receiving. Queen of Cups and the Empress is a strong receiving energy. I feel like you're going to make the choice that's best for you, even if that's going with the person of the past. And honestly, I'm just going to clarify with them specifically because I'm not getting a negative energy. We have the Five of Wands, which is, you know, chaos, you know, not really knowing what you're doing, kind of being lost in the sauce, things being all over the place. But I feel like that's just from dealing with two people that you have very strong connections with. I haven't gotten a confirmation that this person is bad, so let me pull on them. Ultimately, with the Empress and the Queen of Cups, you're going to choose who you're drawn to the most from a heart space, who makes sense for you the most from a heart space, who you truly love, and you're unapologetically doing what's best for you, period. Spirit, can you give me some info on this rekindling energy? What's up with them? Do they have something of value to offer group 4? Wow. Okay, not gonna lie, they're showing up as your divine match too. That's why it's like, it's so crazy. That's why it's like really hard for you. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Fool card. There is a win-win energy here. We already have the Wheel of Fortune that came out for them. Yeah, and then the Sun in reverse. Literally the only thing that kind of puts a damper on this connection is the past. Knight of Cups in reverse and the Sun in reverse. The mistakes they've made is the only thing that makes you not want to choose this person. But even like the time apart card coming out, showing that kind of shows that the time apart was significant, or it did weigh on you. So even if you don't want to be with this person mentally, there's something that still feels unfinished, or something that still kind of draws you into this person, and they're showing up as a divine match as well. We have the Emperor and the Empress, so this is true pair energy. Usually a true pair in tarot is like when the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups comes out, and, you know, so on and so forth for the other suits, but it's even more rare and special and heightened when you're dealing with court cards. So that's what we got here, the Emperor and the Empress. So dude, you guys are definitely a very, very strong match. Can't even hate on this person. The only thing that makes this negative, I mean, we even got the Seven of Cups in reverse. So if you had like some sort of third party situation with them, that's no longer a problem. So whatever your biggest obstacle with this person is literally just getting through the past. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Cups in reverse. Seven of Cups is like all my attention, energy. This could even be a connection that didn't manifest, or someone that you had been waiting for a long time. This could be technically someone you've never met. If you know your twin flame, like if you've connected in any sort of way, if spirit showed you who this is in, you know, the dream space, or through a vision, through a dream, whatever. But yeah, the Fool card, it's like there's a new beginning, period. And even under that, the Ten of Swords is like, okay, we have to detach from the past in order to start new, though. But that would be the only negative thing. They got a lot to offer. When the Wheel of Fortune first came out, I was seeing lottery, which me personally, I don't relate the Wheel of Fortune to the like lottery and winning automatically. I don't know. I just never have. I've never gotten that energy from it. But I did see that when I got this card. So maybe this person hit the lotto and they want to share life's riches with you, especially if finances were an issue at some point in your relationship. Perhaps this person is coming to some money. Spirit, any advice for group 4? Oh, let me pull a timeline too. I'll get that next. Because I don't know what to do. I'm like, dude, they're both good options. This one's a, you know, perfect match. Yeah, we have the Star card here. So Spirit is saying this is really a win-win. Like, there is no wrong answer here. King of Cups. Dude, what? This person is literally a perfect match as well. I was just telling you about the court cards and how, like, oh my God. This too much. This too much. You're literally a perfect match to both of them. What is going on? What is going on? We had the Queen of Cups before. Now we have the King of Cups. They're looking at you like, yeah, we're a match too. So what you gonna do? I don't know what you're gonna do, group 4. I don't know what you're gonna do, because there's quite literally no wrong option here. We got the Star card. I gotta cover her up. She a baddie. She showing her panty. Star card is wish fulfillment. There's no wrong option here. There really isn't. Spirit, can I get a timeline for group 4? We got 2 true pairs here. And listen, even though this is the Emperor and the Empress, don't let that fool you. That doesn't mean that this is necessarily better. I feel like it's because the twin flame aspect, where you have because that's the thing about court cards. They are more important in the sense that they're big life lessons. So the Hangman and the Wheel of Fortune, the Fool card, yes, these are court cards, so they're more special, but they're more special because they come with a lot of backstory and a lot of work required to get there. Even the Star card takes a lot of work to get there. So don't be fooled. That doesn't mean that that connection is like more important or, you know, better. It's just different. More important in the sense that there is like purpose to it, like things that you'll learn and grow and experience through each other. We have months. We have 15, so maybe within 15 months. And then we have Tuesday here. So Tuesday can be significant. You can meet them on a Tuesday, have conversation with them on a Tuesday. This could come through within 15 months or sooner than that. Months is a card in itself, so less than a year. We have 07 that came out. That could be a nod towards July, or that could be within 7 months. This could also happen on the 7th or the 15th of the month. We have it depends on your actions and September that came out here. So I'll say you'll meet this person within 15 months or be in this relationship within 15 months. September could be significant. It depends on someone else's actions though. Lets us know that you don't really have a bunch of work to do. I just saw 222 on the camera. You don't have a bunch of work to do. There's not really a lot being called, you know, from you specifically. Really just receive, be open to receive and try to make the best, you know, well-educated decision as you can. But there is you're in a win-win position, group 4. Very powerful reading. That's what I have for you guys. My Etsy shop is in the description if you'd like your own private tarot reading. That is where you can find me. And that's what I have for you today. I'll talk to you soon.